Greetings, it has been a while. This is LD here, Spirit's Child 1. I haven't been on in a little more than a month, maybe, and it feels like longer. A bit of history, if I can. I only started doing videos in December. That was a challenge to myself. I did it for the entire month, trying to figure out things to talk about, things that were of interest to me. Then I ended up talking about what was going on with me. At that time, when I started, sorry if you hear water in the background, I have an arrow garden on the table and it's right behind this laptop. I had a small cancerous lump removed from my breast in November, the day before Thanksgiving. Everything was an outpatient surgery, nothing that I had to stay in for. And it was removed after being discovered during my yearly exam, which was done at the end of September. And then they called me back, not the hospital, but the place where I received the mammogram, to do it again. And they were for certain, no matter how small it was cancer. And I had it removed the day before Thanksgiving. Still enjoyed the festivities, although it was small. We're still have a pandemic going on. And this was just last year, 2020. Decided to do the video, started talking about it during the challenge for myself for December 2020. Was so energized and energetic about just posting something every day just to challenge myself. I did that for some parts of January as well. By the end of January, near the end of January, January 25th was when, because part of the aftercare therapy of that surgery that removed the lump, and then another surgery that removed some surrounding tissue just to make sure there was nothing else in that space, and a few 2 or 3 lymph nodes. The aftercare therapy includes a drug called, forgive me with this pronunciation, anastrozole. I have to take that for the next 5 years. It's a very, very small pill. It's very tiny. I have to take that for the next 5 years to ensure that this doesn't return. I also had radiation therapy, and I also have Herceptin, a Herceptin infusion, if I'm not mistaken. That's the name. There's so many different names with that particular one, but I believe the general name is Herceptin. I have anywhere from, it's supposed to be 30 to 3 hours of the infusion. However, the 2 times I've had it now, they've been 90 minutes long. I have not had a 30-minute one, although I was told that would be coming up. I've never had that. I'm not complaining, but that was the one I was most afraid of because I didn't know what it was going to do to my body. Anywho, January 25th was the first start date, and I happened to have an infusion and radiation on the same day. Radiation I had every day until February 24th, 1 day shy of a whole month. The radiation lasted, the first day was 20 minutes, not to give me doses of radiation, if that makes sense. It was to measure me and make sure every time I went back after that, I was in the proper position so it could pop off quickly, smoothly, and hit the spot that it's supposed to hit. After that, every session was anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes of radiation. And I think I finished actually ahead of time. I had some dates in this month, March, as well. Today is March 7th. I had some dates up to about March 4th or 5th, but I finished ahead of time, and very grateful to the team. I was emotional when it was my last day, for many other reasons too. I had a scam call that morning. I was so pissed off. I had ideas and thoughts of how I was going to do everything because I had to see the doctor at the end of that session as well. and I will be seeing him again this week. Seeing him this week as well, because just to eliminate so many people coming into the doctor's office, they do televisits. So I'll be doing a televisit with him. It'll be 2 weeks since. And I was going to do a video that day, but I was so excited. But you don't realize how your energy flows and floats through your body, because I was so tired that week. I was literally going to call in and ask, can I take a day off? And I said, why? It would be messing up the flow of what I'm doing, even though sometimes there are emergencies. But when I say the flow of what I was doing, I had one more day after that. So that part went well. That was actually the easiest part, although radiation going into your body is not a normal thing. But it's done to make sure that the HER2 in my body that was feeding this lump, that's part of our hormonal system, it doesn't, it's decreased so that it doesn't assist with another growth or just feeding anything. The infusion, I actually have one coming up tomorrow. The infusion, like I said, is the Herceptin, and I had another surgery, if you will, although I was awake, January 20th. It was to insert the port, which is right here. I don't hit it or tap it accidentally anymore, but good Lord, when I did, it scared me a little bit, just to realize, I see it sometimes if I look in the mirror, and you can see right under my skin, there's a lump there because there's something in there to hold the needle when the infusion is being given. Oh, it's just such a weird thing, especially when you've never been cut into before or had surgery before, to have so many things go on. And I know a lot of people go through way more, but I'm sure they would definitely understand what I was saying or talking about, in terms of, regardless of what the matter was or is, it's still weird to see that your body's been cut into just to make some kind of something to happen positively, hopefully, and sometimes just to remove something. Anywho, I was really excited if considering. It's very awkward. I don't know whether when using the words, if you're supposed to still consider yourself a cancer patient. They removed it technically, but I'm still undergoing the therapy for the aftercare of having had it. So I don't know. I perhaps am still considered a part of the community of people who have battled or battle with or deal with remissions or are in a real safe place of knowing that it's out of their body. We still shared something in common: emotions, the way we go through our day, sometimes the future thoughts, sometimes past thoughts if you're thinking about how you got here, and how you heal yourself or bring yourself back to wholeness, even if you still have some remnants of it. You've undergone your anythings, and when I say anythings, I just don't know what else to name. It's part of I feel it's a personal thing, not preaching, but part of the aftercare on an individual's part could be reading lit that supports just positive thinking, even sometimes your negative thinking, even having counselor. Maybe I do speak to someone on occasion. However, our appointment was canceled because she's sick today, and I hope she gets well, because we're still in the pandemic, and you still wonder how people are taking care of themselves during this time. You can have a counselor, you can write, you can do yoga, eat better than you ever have, and even if you already do that kind of thing, top that. Affirmations, which I have done on the channel, and I'd like to pick it up at some point. I think I'm getting on because I have the free time. I was supposed to have my session over the phone. Just talking about my week, anything that comes up. I think everybody deserves to be able to do that. Um, it's not going to happen today, so I kind of figured, let me stop procrastinating. I am still in school, and although there is a pandemic here, and we're still dealing with the after effects of that, and some things are slowly opening. Some colleges are not, so they have classes online, and this just doing this again is inspiring me to just get back on the ball and stop pushing things to the side and thinking you can do them at the last minute. I have an infusion tomorrow, so I will be missing a class, and that professor is aware of that. However, I still have a project that's due. It's a proposal of a project, and I am kind of mentally stumped on what to do. So, um, trying to do all kinds of things. I didn't eat yet, so I'm going to do that. Maybe even take a walk. It looks like a beautiful day. I think it's still in the 40s. In the middle of the week, say Tuesday, still the beginning of the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and maybe even Thursday of this week, it will be in the 60s. I still take care of myself in by way of hand sanitizer, washing my hands and my face when I come back in the house, but I wear a mask also. But I know a lot of people are going to be out and being, celebrating the weather getting better and also the seasonal change because we'll be hitting spring soon. And it'll be an entire year that we've been, when most people stopped going to work, the ones who could, essential workers, of course, didn't. Um, but I know it'll be a year for me. And in September, I wasn't asked back to my place of employment. Um, I already started my classes, but still, you wonder what you're going to do. I stopped being afraid of that, or and what's going to happen. We've been through a lot this year, and there are some families that have been through so much that um, there have been missing spaces at some people's in some people's homes or at their tables or in their beds, and you can think about the best you can do and what you can do to be um, a wise human, considering that we all have gone through something and some people even worse, but you're still dealing with the stuff that you have to deal with, that you're given. And sometimes it's not always easy. So anything you can do to support yourself mentally, emotionally, even sometimes watching videos or of others to encourage you to continue to do better, be better, or just be well, do that. Anything that brings you back to a place of wholeness. Um, this actually feels good. I said at some point I'll be putting myself on camera. I guess I'm still not ready yet, but I appreciate the outlet, whether people watch or not, whether people like or subscribe or not. It would be nice for sure, but I'm just grateful for the opportunity. And I started again, like on my walks, doing voice recordings. That's a part of just to hear yourself and hear where you're at and hear sometimes your growth and sometimes help yourself get through your frustrations about things. And it's less about frustration, but I just love having an opportunity to express. And I didn't realize how great those voice recordings can be until I think last fall, before I even knew I had the cancerous lump. I was just talking out my frustration when I first heard that I wasn't going back to work, and I was like, wait a minute. I did say I was getting tired of it. Not because I didn't like what I did. I think I'd like anything I do. But it was, I think, the company, the business that came in to take over the business of selling things in a venue that lots of people come to see. I'm trying to say it without saying where I was working. Um, Almost anything we do out here can be an easy thing. What makes it difficult? Sometimes people's egos, the way they treat people, and it just makes things so ridiculously ridiculously unnecessary and difficult to get through, and it so has nothing to do with the job. And kind of, I'm free from that. I was getting tired. It felt toxic anyway. But God bless the folks that were asked back, and I pray that everybody's been able to go back with a clearer head about what they want to do, how they want to do it. And although that's a stream of income right now, think of other things that you can do too to level up as best you can. I'm still thinking about things and the way I want to do it. And because you never know what new things you can do that can lead to something else. And usually it's personal growth is almost always definitely involved. So why not? I'm not sad about not being back there. And actually, what was I going to say? Actually, counselor or not, and the counselor was a gift to myself before, just before COVID hit here last year, I think, when we were aware of it. When I say that, I just mean I think there were strains coming through here, or maybe we didn't realize it at the time. But I would say, let's say I'll pick March 2020. This is a gift to myself just to be able to have some place to release stuff. And as it is, like I said, today, my counselor is ill, so we won't be able to have a session. I'm going to have my own. I'm going to have my own. We can do that kind of thing. We're programmed within for anything that we've ever wanted to do. Sometimes we don't realize all the answers are inside. Heard this plenty of times before. What you seek is within. Heard it plenty of times before, but you don't really think about it until you're up against the wall. I'm not up against the wall, but I do know that I can be my own best teacher, observer, client, therapist, because sometimes you know what's going on in you. Very often when we go to others, it's because they help us put things into perspective, which I appreciate, and that's pretty much the gift of that for me. So I'm not making it seem like we're so self-sufficient. We don't ever need some extra assistance. But I will dang sure, especially say, for instance, with the cancer, I needed assistance with this. I didn't even know I had it. I'm still walking around healthy. Thank God I'm still healthy. I can be healthier, sure, but I wouldn't have known that. And so I did need outside assistance with this. But what can I do on this side? And there's always something you can do. Like I said, from eating better or supplementing yourself on the side. One of the things I do is I do extra supplements. For instance, when I was undergoing the radiation, which stopped about a week, and now it's a week plus a few days ago. So that was successful. But the thing is, one of the things they told me, in addition to constantly moisturizing the area, which was my right breast, it is a tad bit darker than my other breast. And I was told that already. It itches sometimes because the skin may start peeling, which is doing a little bit of. But for the most part, it'll take it about, I was told, about 6 months or so to go back to whatever quote unquote normal is. And the only thing I can say that would be the colors of both of my breasts matching. Other than that, what do? I just constantly moisturize. Other things I do, for instance, I had read that with some of the stuff I was doing, they just want to make sure the person had a strong heart. Well, damn, I want to know that too. I don't want that to be an issue. I looked up supplements to take, asked if they were okay to do, and I do that. And there's some of them are simple, like magnesium and CoQ10. Those are things I've had in my cabinet before, so it's activated me to do things that I may do here and there every once in a while. As opposed to that, it'll be every day. It kicks you into a gear. There's sometimes, like I said, I'll get tired and I just want to kick back. And the thing is, I have to stay on course. So I don't know, I may be starting the videos again, but with the classes, I'm not sure. just like with everything, I have to retool everything that I'm doing, write things down, and see if I can do them again. I don't know how long this video is. It's probably the longest I've ever made. I'm just glad to be back, and I'm giving so much information.